everyone, I'm Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance. Welcome back to day 17 of Christmas in July 2025. We're over halfway there. Can't even believe it, it's going so fast. Today we're going to be making another small project. We're going to be doing lanyards. And you can make these in any sizes. I'll show you it all. It all follows the same formulas, so it's really easy and it's a lot of fun. These make great gifts. Just interrupting this video for 1 minute. I was editing and thought about the problems that could arise with a lanyard like this. So make sure that if you're making something like this long that can go over somebody's head, that you are careful not to give it to children or anyone at risk for an accident happening. Also, you might want to consider putting breakaway tabs, which is a totally different video. Different system, but something at the top to break away. Or, as you're going to find out in a minute, we're making key rings that go around the wristlets. I'll grab one like this. And of course, this can't go around anybody's head, so, or at least I don't think so. So maybe stick with this. All right, carry on with the video. And they're great for yourself too, because you could even put like your scissors hanging on them, or you can use them for your car keys, or whatever it is, maybe during traveling. So many options for these. And you can do all different sizes. Like I said, you can even make them skinny. You can make them out of canvas. And here I have one even made out of flannel in Patriots fabric. Go Patriots! Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute wristlet, but again, it's the same process. The first thing we're going to do is see how long you want to make it. And that's an individual preference. So if you're doing something for around your neck, you're going to measure and then add about a ½ inch to that number. So for me, that's around 40 and then 40.5. But like I said, we're doing wristlets today. Here comes Daisy. She's coming in to say hi. Hello, Daisy. Hello, baby girl. Hi. I don't know if you're on camera or not. She's right here with me. She's my helper. All right, so for wristlets, you're gonna do the exact same thing. And I really like the 16-inch mark. If I can get to it. 16 inches, that's a good length for me, so I'll cut the fabric at 16.5. This is gonna make sense in a minute. So what you'll need is fabric. We'll talk about the measurements in a minute. You'll also need these clasps. You can really put anything on here. If you don't have these, you can even use key rings, the loops, you can do whatever. We'll talk about that in a minute too. And then I like to have a Post-it that says clasp on it, which will make sense when we start sewing. So let's start with the little claspy thing. And I'm gonna use my tape measure again. So you can see that the flat part's an inch. That's a very important number. Now, if I'm using regular cotton, I'm gonna multiply that number by 4. So I will need a 4-inch wide piece. If I'm using a canvas or a flannel, I'm gonna take it down a little bit because there's gonna be some bulk there. So I'm gonna go to 3.5. So I'm gonna multiply it by 4, and then I'm gonna subtract a ½ inch. Cotton fabric, just keep it the same. It works out really well. There are many different sizes of these, so make sure that you check them. If you're doing a ring, you don't have to worry about it because there's nothing flat on it, right? My fabric is cut at 4 inches wide and 16.5 inches long. The next step is folding the fabric. So we're going to take the fabric and fold it in half long ways. If you're a teacher, you say hot dog style. And crease it, press it. Now some people put interfacing in this. You can do that too if you want to. Again, adjust the width size because it's going to add an extra amount of bulk. Next, you're going to open this up and you can see the line down the middle. And you're just going to fold into that line. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to fold it in. Fold both sides in and then fold it in half. Take a bunch of clips. And I like to just clip it a few times like this. And then I'll hit it another time just to make sure that's all pretty secure and flat. Next, we're going to the machine. So I have to move my machine over here. Okay, I'm at my machine. I'm ready to go. I have my little note that says clasp, and I put that right here because I always forget to put the clasp on. So you're just going to wind that down. Doesn't matter which side because this turns. You might have to move some clips, that's okay too, until it's on there like that. Okay, next, we're gonna put the clips down further and we're gonna open up the ends, just like this, and put them right sides together. Now you can use a pin here if you want. I like to just eyeball it, but I probably should use a pin. You know what? I should just show you good practices and use a pin. I suppose you could use clips too, but all right, so we're lining that up really well. You don't want to press it open like that because, well, you want to have those creases still in there as best as possible. We are going to be opening the seam, however, so I guess it really doesn't matter if you want to press the end. Just don't press the whole thing. All right, then we're going to take this to the machine. I'm going to move my clasp thing. And I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch about over. All right, so the next step is to open that seam after you clip all your threads. They're not going to be messy, right? We're just going to open this with the iron so it's like that. Now we're going to refold this. And if you need the iron at this point, that's okay. I'll refold it in and clip it. Okay, so it'll look like this. This thing's hanging in here. This is clipped all the way around, and we're ready to go to the machine. Now I like to use my stitch in the ditch foot. If you don't have one, you can still do this. I just find it works really well. And that's this stitch, or this foot right here. Next, I'm going to adjust my needle position. So for me, it's mode 2004, and that moves it over to my left. And that's going to give me the perfect 1/8 of an inch, and it's also going to allow me to run the edge of this along the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to just put this here. I'm going to take out that clip. And I'm putting that flange right up against that edge, and then my needle's over a teeny tiny bit. I'm going to start with a small stitch length that's going to lock in my stitches. So I'm going to go down to like a 1, very small, just for a couple stitches. And then I'm going to move up to about a 3.3 is what I like for top stitching. All right, here we go. And I'm just adjusting as I go, taking my time, keeping my needle in my down position so it holds it as I adjust. Now when I get to the clasp, that's okay, I can just, so here's the clasp, I'm just going to move it. And it's just going to be loose so it's going all the way around, just like that. Now I'm coming back to the beginning where I started, right here. So I'm going to lower my stitch length again, and I'm just going to gradually lower it as I approach that spot. I'm down to like 100. I'm down to like 1 until I meet that. Now I can use a knotting feature if you have it. If you don't, that's okay too. You can just backstitch a teeny tiny bit if you want and cut my threads. So the one side is done. I'm going to trim my little threads if I can find my scissors, my snips. So I'm just going to go in and cut those little threads. Do it now. You'll forget to do it later. We don't want to be messy sewists. All right, they are all done. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side. So I'm just lining it up, starting off small, raising my stitch length. This side's a lot easier because you're not dealing with clips. Snip those threads, and we have it almost done. So the next step is to sew, I'll show right here, right in here. So you're going to sew to hold this clasp in place. Now I like to use a zipper foot for this, so I'm going to change out my foot. Okay, I'm going to adjust back to my normal stitch. And then I like to use a piece of scrap fabric, and you can see I've used this a bunch. So I'll put that through first. And then I am going to just go through just like this. Right up against, I'm going right up against this. So I have my zipper foot right up against that. And you can back stitch, go back if you want, just to keep it nice and secure. You can even put another line of stitches if you want to, up a little bit, just to keep it nice and secure. Clip our threads, and that's it. It's the same process for all of these. Now, I did not worry about where my seam is. You can put that down here at the clasp if you want to. I haven't found it to be a real issue. In fact, sometimes it's a little thicker than I'd like, so I like to keep it up further. However you want to do it, do it. These are so much fun. I love making them, and you can make a bunch. Now in tomorrow's video, we're going to talk about batch sewing, and I'm going to show you the same project done in a batch sewing way. So I hope you join me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew. I'll see you real soon. Bye.